Game goggles.
Distinguished members, I now give you the findings of my evaluation of Survival Nation for the Quest 2. If you're interested, you can find links to my prior PCVR coverage of this game in both single-player and co-op modes in the description below. However, today I want to get you ready for a review that will send you on an emotional roller coaster. I've dedicated a significant portion of my day to playing Survival Nation, and after a whopping 52 hours, I've reached level 12. My focus has mainly been on offensive perks in my skill tree, and I've only just scratched the surface of the next area, which happens to be quite vast. This open-world zombie survival game immerses you from the moment you load it up, as there are no additional loading screens. I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring the Expansive Map. In Survival Nation, everything revolves around stats. Main missions unlock based on your current level, and the local zombies are at a lower level compared to those in the eastern parts of the map, which can be level 16 or higher. So if you're, let's say, level 5 and encounter a level 16 zombie, it'll take only a couple of hits to bring you down. It's crucial to understand that this game is all about your character's statistics and leveling up. The good news is that there are plenty of side missions to keep you engaged and progressing. The characters in the game offer enough variety to keep you motivated. I must mention that if I were to categorize this game based on others I've played, it would resemble a mix of Arizona Sunshine and State of Decay. The zombie combat is slow and clunky, and their level determines the real threat they pose. Some zombies are massive bloaters, while others scream and charge at you, but overall they don't pose much danger until their health reaches a certain level. Their swing animations even freeze momentarily, making it easy to dodge their attacks. Combat is manageable when facing one zombie at a time, but it can become overwhelming when you're too focused on it, or battling one of the larger area bosses. However, encountering such bosses is quite rare. Defeating this area bosses rewards you with schematics for upgrading specific weapons. However, to level up these weapons, you'll need enough scrap. This creates a gameplay loop where you undertake missions to level up, gather resources to craft items, and ultimately progress across the map. In essence, the game revolves around continuous leveling up to advance through the world. This is where I would describe Survival Nation as a time-consuming game, but I intend it as a positive remark. If you're someone who enjoys grinding and repetition, there are plenty of hours of gameplay to be had here. Personally, I appreciate mobile games of this nature like Vampire Survivors. However, it's essential to acknowledge the presence of certain negatives. Some issues can potentially be patched, such as zombies sinking into the map or objects floating, as well as the music getting stuck on repeat. But there are underlying gameplay mechanics that are unlikely to change. For instance, the annoying gunshot noise that accompanies hitting a zombie over the head with a melee weapon never ceases to bother me. The combat, as I mentioned earlier, lacks challenge, even in one-on-one encounters. Eventually, you'll find yourself simply walking past zombies because they're not worth the ammunition, given your high level and their low threat level. This results in a fair amount of walking until you reach another area where you can utilize fast travel. Additionally, the graphics in Survival Nation are bland and outdated. While they serve their purpose adequately, there is certainly room for improvement. It almost feels like the developers intentionally wanted to maintain a certain level of jankiness throughout the game. However, despite these drawbacks, I found Survival Nation to be a thoughtful experience. For instance, fast travel is available, allowing for convenient navigation. Your health gradually regenerates as long as you're not overly thirsty, and the crafting system is straightforward, requiring you to obtain recipes and click a button to create items. It's not a challenging process, although acquiring the necessary materials for crafting can sometimes prove difficult. Survival Nation has left me with conflicting feelings. On one hand, there are aspects that can be considered subpar, but on the other hand, it offers genuine enjoyment. I didn't want to stop playing, even with its flaws. The price point of $29.99 might be slightly steep, particularly for those hesitant to take a risk. Nevertheless, this game could benefit from more players willing to give it a chance and share their opinions. It's a genuinely fun experience, especially when played with a friend. Unfortunately, it seems that the developers haven't prioritized significant improvements since the early access phase. It's possible their primary focus was on porting the game to different platforms for financial reasons. In light of all this, I would rate Survival Nation a 6.5 out of 10. It's important to approach it with the understanding that it offers a substantial amount of content for those who can overlook its lack of polish and appreciate what it has to offer. Thank you for taking the time to watch this review. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.